guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am back with another motherhood video. Today's video, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about my breastfeeding journey and things that actually helped me with my milk supply and everything. So before we do get started on this video, guys, please remember to subscribe, like this video, and also share it with someone who might actually enjoy it. That's my son. Anyways, let's get started on the video, guys. Okay, just a little background on my breastfeeding journey and just everything that I went through. So I basically decided when I was pregnant, when I found out, that I'm actually going to breastfeed, I wanted to do that because, with the research that I did, it did say that you actually bond more with your baby and all that. I wanted that, but also it was just a financial decision. It's good for the baby, and it's got all the nutrients and everything, but plus it's just free. It comes from mama and all that stuff. So I decided, I'm gonna be breastfeeding, and that was that. Okay, so obviously when we went to the hospital and I gave birth, because I did give birth in a public hospital, I actually had to figure out things on my own. They do not help you, with how you do it, how does the baby latch and all that stuff. So with me, obviously I did all my research before I gave birth to my baby, so that I was informed for instances like that. So I started breastfeeding at the hospital, and honestly I did not have any issues because I feel like with the research that I did, I was equipped to know what I need to do and everything like that. And then we left the hospital going home. I continued breastfeeding without any issues. One thing though that obviously was an issue was the sleep. I had to wake up every 3 hours to feed the baby. When the baby is a newborn baby, you have to feed every 3 hours. So obviously when they're so little and they're just born, they sleep a lot. And you have to actually wake up the baby to feed every 3 hours so that they are well fed and they grow up and all the stuff, the right places and everything. So yeah, okay, like I said, I continued to breastfeed without any issues. I woke up when I did. What I did decide to do, I know this is something that is not recommended by health practitioners, that you actually pump early on. For me, obviously I did it. I wasn't really doing it a lot. I pumped maybe 2 or 3 times so that I'd be able to sleep and have someone else feed the baby. And also I just wanted the baby to get used to the bottle early on so that I don't have any issues, because I do know that when you actually start giving the baby the bottle later on, it does become a problem because they get used to the nipple, and sometimes even if you do introduce the bottle early, they get used to the bottle because it's easier obviously to suck on the bottle because it's not much work compared to the nipple. So what I did actually use for pumping was, I got 3 different pumps. So not at the same time though. The first one I got was the manual pump, which for me I actually think was really best. I know some people don't actually like a manual pump because you have to use your hands, but it was quicker and efficient for me. I didn't mind pumping with my hands. And I did also get a haka pump. Now what a haka pump is, you just put it on your breast and it does all the pumping for you. So for example, if I'm pumping on my one breast with the manual, the other breast I'm going to be putting my haka pump and the flow would just go on. So you do also the great thing about the haka pump also is you can actually use it when you breastfeed your baby. So say you breastfeeding your baby on one boob, you put the haka pump on the other side, because the lid down, obviously when you pump, the other boob just gives out the milk. And the third one was the electric pump. I did not use that as much as I thought I would. The great thing is you don't use your hand or anything like that to pump. You obviously put your hand to hold up the bottle, but otherwise you just do it on your own. So I didn't like it for the fact that it made noise. It was a convenience at some time, but it took so long because obviously I bought like a cheap one. So where I got these was the manual pump. I bought mine at Clicks, and the haka pump I got it from Babies R Us, and the electric pump I bought it on Takealot. So there's lots of different ones. You can choose with the ones with the ratings, which one you actually see could be best for you. And I did buy storage bags for my milk when I pumped, and I put it in the fridge because I didn't have a freezer stash. I wasn't pumping that much, but I did use my storage bags to put the milk that I pumped in the fridge. So I got those from Babies R Us, but you can also get them from Take a Lot. The next thing I'm going to talk about is how I actually increased my supply. One, I pumped. The pumping actually does help with the supply, because what happens is your boob actually knows ukuthi at this time the baby's gonna feed, so it will produce milk. What you want to do is, even when the baby's not feeding, so you feed your baby, you put them down and you actually pump. Your boob knows to produce more milk by pumping, because it thinks that the baby is needing to feed more than what you actually need to give the baby. So you need to pump. You can also use your hand if you don't have like money to buy all those expensive stuff. But honestly, the manual pump was $300, so I'd say it's a great investment if you want to know, when you leave your baby and have someone take care of your baby at home, or you're going back to work, they're gonna continue feeding with breast milk, and you don't need to actually give them formula if you are not ready. So yeah, I would say pumping. And the next thing was rooibos tea. So guys, I know they do tell you to drink black coffee, and you're like, oh no, that doesn't. It did help me, guys. It really did help me. I used to have my rooibos tea, just a bit of sugar, black, no milk or anything, just have it black. And also I drank a lot and lots of water. You need to drink water, guys, when you're breastfeeding, because you are also getting dehydrated, because your baby is getting nutrients from you. So you need to boost those nutrients by drinking more water. Like, if you can, chuck your water. So what I did that was actually great was, whenever I breastfed my baby, I used to have a bottle always. Like, you need to have a section where you put all your pumping and all your feeding and everything, requirements, because it'll be easier for you not to just go around looking for stuff. So I just have a table where I put my water, my pumps, and my nursing pillow, obviously, because the nursing pillow, that's one thing actually that really helped also with my breastfeeding journey, was the nursing pillow, because it just made it easier for me to position the baby great. So yeah, drink your water, guys. And another thing is oats. I know some people do not like oats. I used to be one of those people who would be like, ew, what? No, I'm not going to eat that. But oats is really great for you, or anything that just has those type of nutrients. Just check what fiber, I think that's what it contains, and all those healthy carbs. And eat, mummies. When you're breastfeeding, you will get hungry. So what I would advise you, if you don't want to obviously gain weight, because I know most of us mummies are really conscious about that, eat frequent meals in a day, healthy meals if possible. So if you do have your rice and your mealie meals and your bread and everything like that, have that, but have more fruits and vegetables on your plates when you do have those meals, so that you actually do still keep up with your supply, but also keep up with your body, so that you don't actually, when you want to start eating healthier, it's not a tedious job. One thing that also you actually do deal with is engorged boobs. So how I dealt with engorged boobs is I made sure to feed my baby when I need to feed him. If there's like lots and lots of milk, so you will feel that my boobs are really engorged right now, they are really full, pump. Use your hand if you don't have a manual pump or electric pump. That is also great. And also something that is just simple is using a hot towel or a hot bottle. Obviously not the ones that will burn you. Just put water or warm water in your bottle and just put it on your breast and move them around. And also on massages. So obviously you are pumping and then massage your boobs just to help with the engorgement. But yeah, feeding on time usually helps with that. Now I did, one thing that I also dealt with, I'm going to talk about, was nipple toe. So my nipple used to tear so much when my baby breastfed, which is one of the reasons, which is actually the main reason, actually one of the reasons why I stopped breastfeeding. My nipple used to tear a lot. So what did help me was nipple creams. So you do need to, even if your nipples are not cracked, use nipple cream so that you just actually prevent or don't reach the point where it's cracked. Now the nipple creams are great. I used to use the Bennett's one. It's great because you don't need to wipe it off when your baby's feeding. That's how safe it is. So I would honestly recommend any Bennett's products because they are just pure products. So yeah, I used to use the Bennett's nipple cream. I rub it on my nipple and then breastfeed the baby. Another thing was breast pads. Now guys, these are really honestly important because the few days or few weeks maybe when you are breastfeeding, you won't really leak much. There are instances that will happen maybe if you don't feed your baby at the same time, because like I said, your boob knows now it's time to feed. You will leak. So imagine you're going out and you are somewhere and you start leaking. It'll just go out of your clothes. It's not really an issue for, you know, your milk. Why, you know, I didn't care about what people used to say. It was just a self-conscious for me. It's okay, I'm leaking now. Obviously, I'm gonna be going around with milk over me. So I used to have breast pads. I also got those from Clicks, and they were really affordable. There are washable breast pads. I would advise you to get those because they are cheaper. You can actually wash them and reuse them. So you'd buy 6 of them. You know that you use those 2, you wash them, you've got 4 others, so you just repeat that. So you can get those, I think, from Takealot, Babies Zaras, or Baby City. Okay, and another thing when you are breastfeeding is you're actually gonna need to wear loose clothing. Obviously, it's gonna be easier for you if you can go get those vests or t-shirts that are actually made for breastfeeding, but mostly just wear loose clothing for easier access on the boob. And the nursing pillow that I talked about was really efficient for me and was just great. So yeah, last thing that I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about me stopping and why I actually did it. So I actually stopped because it wasn't really because I wanted to, but my baby used to, I think it was mostly because I couldn't latch him on properly, was because he used to tear my nipple. So every time, sometimes he'd just breastfeed and my nipple would crack and it would be so painful to breastfeed. And I'd stop for a few days, just hand pumped so that I can keep up with my supply. It will heal, and it just kept on happening. So I decided, no, I can't do this. And another thing is, he was, I think, 2 months old. I didn't actually have enough information about cluster feeding, which is another thing that you deal with babies. Around 2 months or so, I think, they cluster feed. So why they do that is actually just because they're just growing up. I know with most people, they're gonna tell you, oh no, you're gonna have to start feeding your baby some food, he's ready to feed, or change and just give him formula. It might help you, but honestly, if you are not that person who wants to start feeding their baby early on, because it is recommended that babies start eating at 6 months for certain reasons, but yeah, you can't just write it out, just let it happen. Because they're just growing. It's a growth spurt. It's part of them growing up. It'll be something that just they grow out of because they're growing up. But yeah, that is it for everything that I just wanted to share with you guys. I hope you did enjoy this video, and thank you so much for watching, guys. If you do want more mommy videos, please leave them on my comment sections in terms of what you actually want me to talk about, because I know I'm not a professional, but with most of my videos I do share things that I've experienced and things that did help me. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, and please also remember to subscribe, like this video. I'll see you on my next video. Thank you, bye.